It's too sweet to tweet. Too much power for Facebook to devour. It's the PriMalLow Wrestling Show with Robert Price, Tom Malloy, and your host, Rich Lopez.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 53 of the PriMalLow Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Rich Lopez, and as always, I'm here with my two colleagues, Tom Malloy and Robert Price.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
I thought you were doing a photo shoot, dude. Hope everybody enjoyed their past weekend. It was, star-studded to say the least. We had NXT TakeOver Dallas on Friday, WrestleMania WWE Hall of Fame on Saturday, WrestleMania 32, and as, the forever, notorious Raw after WrestleMania on Monday. And now Tuesday, PriMalLow Wrestling Show episode 53.
Yes.
Coming up on the show, we're going to recap WrestleMania 32, where we saw Roman Reigns become a three-time champion over Triple H, and we're obviously going to run down the whole card and give you our thoughts and ratings on that. And also, we were going to recap NXT TakeOver Dallas, where we saw Finn Balor defeat Samoa Joe again and retain his NXT championship.
We also seen one of the greatest matches, probably, that stole the show this weekend. Not trying to step on anybody's toes, but
that's a good cliffhanger because I know we're going to talk about that in great detail. Also, we're going to do this or that. We've been kind of, keeping it away, like all these little fun segments, interactive segments, but we're going to start bringing it back since the bracket's over. And this week we're going to do our NXT call-ups, so stay tuned for that.
we're also going to have the PriMalLow Mailbag. That's our weekly segment. Mm-hmm. We have our OL, Michael Danilovich.
Original listener.
Thank you. We also have Ryan Kropa and a couple more.
Then we're going to conclude our show at our Self 5-5. Undertaker opponents for this upcoming year. We're talking about the three main shows, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and WrestleMania.
And if he's feeling really good, there could be a potential Royal Rumble, but he usually doesn't do that. So, let's get right into it. WrestleMania 32. We don't play around here, Price.
We're not playing.
We ain't playing right now.
We ain't playing.
No games.
All right, so let me just run down the results. If you guys want to chime in and save me some, a breath of fresh air, I guess, don't be afraid to. Or you want to start off?
I want to start it off.
Do the pre-show.
The pre-show, before that, we had 101,763 that they announced. Now it's coming out that it's right below 97,000. So they beat the fake record of the fake record. So there we go.
Yeah, the real attendance beat the fake record. Okay. I got a little confused. But
so there you go. Take it away, Rich.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah.
I'll do it. All right. Yeah, we got the pre-show. It started off with Kalisto retaining his title against Ryback. Classic, small versus big guy. Small guy actually won. I'm sorry, Tom Malloy. We also had the Dudley Boys lose to the Usos. I apologize. I have the Dudley Boys highlighted. I just realized. But
Wishful thinking.
Wishful thinking. That's what it was. And then the 10 Diva tag match. What was it? Team Bad and Blonde versus Team Total Divas. That was the name of it, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Team Total Divas won, obviously. That's for marketing for season 5 that's coming up or whatever it is. Now the main show. I have to say, before I run this down, I was very, very impressed with the undercard compared to the 3 main events.
Yes. I agree.
Okay.
Yes.
It's good. I'm just going to run this down real quick, and then we'll get right into what I have for questionnaires. Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, Baron Corbin was a surprise entrant. Ended up winning. I know that's your guy. League of Nations defeated the New Day, who had a great entrance. They came out of a big box of cereal Bootios.
And they're a part of the Ginyu Force.
Just let him do the next one, because he got it.
Yes.
Do it.
Yes.
Do
it.
it.
The Intercontinental title ladder match. We had Kevin Owens, champion, versus Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, Mike The Miz, Zack Ryder, Stardust, and Sin Cara.
Mike The Miz?
Yeah, dude.
And who won that, Tom?
Yeah.
My boy.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
You know it. Zack Ryder.
We did know that.
He was so nice that he lost the title the very next night.
Who called that? I think we and you both called that.
We called that.
We definitely called it. We're like, well, he's going to lose it tomorrow. But anyway, he won.
He got his WrestleMania moment for being in the company for probably about a decade.
9 years.
Potential show stealer here with Chris Jericho defeating AJ Styles. It was the 4th battle. You don't like it?
No.
We'll talk about it after. Divas title match. That's another potential show stealer. We had Charlotte. My boy here won $1 off me and Malloy. Well, $2.
He didn't pay up.
Yeah, he didn't pay up yet.
I haven't
Charlotte defeated Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. Here goes the 3 main events. Some 1 out of 3. I guess you could do the percentages. Not that good, but anyway. Dean Ambrose lost to Brock Lesnar. We'll talk about that. I thought you were going to say something. And then we had Shane losing to Undertaker. I'll do that for you because
Thanks.
I wasn't a fan for it.
Well,
And
I'm an
then-
Undertaker fan, so I wanted him to win.
That's your high point? You're going to bring it back down? Because Roman Reigns defeated Triple H to become a three-time World Heavyweight Champion. So, give it to Price. What was your biggest disappointment?
The Ambrose match, okay? You can't have a street fight and have this extreme thing. Oh, look at him. He has a chainsaw. Oh, look at him. He has barbed wire. You don't even use it. You only do the CZW Ring of Honor spot that we've seen every single match. And you're going to have this Extreme Rules match, and Brock Lesnar doesn't want to get hit. However, I think he peed his pants.
I thought that too.
We all got there. It was like bathing suit wet when he got to the top of the ramp.
Either that or sweat. It was a sweat because we all know he sweats per like
I think he peed his
ridiculous.
pants.
No, I'm saying. I mean, if it wasn't, I was gonna say the pee. If it wasn't pee, it was definitely a crap load of sweat. Biggest disappointment.
The Triple H versus Roman Reigns match. The whole match itself.
Don't be disappointed.
Yeah.
Bring the mood down.
Yeah, the whole match
Speak
itself
normal.
just didn't deliver. I don't know if it was how long the pay-per-view was in itself. That match just did not, to me, deliver as a main event.
I really feel
I feel robbed as a Triple H fan. It was not a good match for Triple H or Roman Reigns.
No, it definitely wasn't. And I always said that Roman Reigns was a culprit or a victim of bad booking, as in there's always a good match in front of him, and it's depleting for him because he's actually trying, And I could always say the same for Triple H when it comes to WrestleMania main events because 29 against Lesnar, CM Punk and Undertaker stole the show. So Triple H didn't have a chance. That wasn't really the main event, but it was high on the card. High on the card. 22 against Cena, that was okay, I guess, but the Edge, McFoley stole the show, so he was left out of that one. 25, you all know what that one was. That was Taker and Michaels.
Yep.
So, he kind of got screwed out of that. And then this year, WrestleMania was from 5 o'clock to midnight. 7 hours. That's ridiculous. Much yet, you have The Rock dragging out something that, if that filled in the spot, we might not be as bored, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
The Rock did something for a half hour. It was almost just as long as the title match. Plus, Shane McMahon did that crazy leap, just in a bad spot. So, but my biggest disappointment is going to go with Price. It was the Ambrose Lesnar match.
I think Lesnar was afraid to get hit personally.
He had to be.
I think it was like he called the match halfway through, like, yeah, screw this, I'm not getting hit by a barbed wire bat.
Yeah, it was just awful. They used one kendo stick 5 times. I've seen worse on a Raw with Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. You know what I mean? Like,
I think the street fight against Vince McMahon and CM Punk was actually better than the Dean Ambrose Brock Lesnar match.
And like I told you, that Suplex City stuff's gonna get really boring, and I think it reaches climax on WrestleMania 32. But anyway, my opinion. If any outcomes were different, or if you could change any outcomes at any of those matches, whether it's your favorite match or your least favorite match, what would you change?
I would have changed 3 things. Okay. Triple H wins the title.
Okay.
Shane McMahon wins. Ryback wins.
Okay. Well, do you want to explain the Ryback one? I know you're a fan of Triple H.
Because
so
he's a big guy. He shouldn't be losing to a little guy.
Explain Shane.
Cleanly.
I forgot you like Ryback.
And then
I forgot.
Right, go Shane.
And then Shane McMahon, it's like, okay, have him win because he's gonna do what he was supposed to do when he won anyways. He was the leader of Monday Night Raw last night, so I don't get where this is going.
You're right.
Yeah.
Scared me.
Who?
What?
Who? What?
No. I see the Shane thing. All you had to do was be in the match.
Yeah,
he didn't have to win. So
pointed that out halfway through.
Yeah, I think we all started to notice in that promo. I don't think it was ever. I think they kind of screwed up the promo. So you kind of like put 2 and 2 together. Price, what outcome would you change if you could?
I heard that Jake the Snake Roberts called in sick, so that's why he wasn't in the Battle Royal. DDP came out.
Snake bit. He was snake bitten.
He was snake bitten. That's right. He was bad poison. Anyways, the IC ladder match. I believe it or not, Zack Ryder should not have won.
Oh, okay.
I think that Stardust should have won. Woo.
Oh, okay.
That was a good pick.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
I really think anybody besides Sin Cara should have won in hindsight, but just because I don't know he did a great spot. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, that's 10 times.
But
cool.
if I could have changed anything, it would have been Ambrose winning or the ladder match. I would have picked Owens, which I read he was supposed to win.
Yeah.
And they changed plans. They finalized all the finishes at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock that day.
Well, I heard that changed when Adrian Neville got hurt.
Well, that too, yeah. So, it was a little upsetting. I just really want a ladder match where somebody retains the title. I feel like they don't even do that anymore.
No.
I can't think of one
Well,
recently.
that's
Can
the
you?
whole point of
I
the
know,
ladder match. When
I
you have,
know, but
like
I sound
7
like
opponents.
that's what I mean. Like you should change it up. You know what I mean? At least once. You know. What was best match? Obviously, everybody on this card goes to become, have the best match on the card, steal the show. Price.
The Divas.
I'm sorry, bring that up a little bit more.
The Divas.
Thank you. Why?
Because they stole the show. They put it all on the line there, and I mean, like, it was a great match. They even got Ric Flair taking a bump. Becky Lynch told the entire story the very next night. She took a really bad elbow from Charlotte, and they really put it out there and showed that when you have women that actually have talent, what they could actually do.
Yes, I completely agree. What?
I have the Divas match.
Whoa!
Right?
Whoa!
And Shane and Taker.
Yeah, he's still breathing.
I'm breathing.
He's breathing.
Woo! Go ahead.
I picked the Divas match because overall that was the best wrestling match on the card. And as to quote JBL, this is the greatest age of women's professional wrestling.
It really is.
I think with the outburst of the UFC, the women are more popular than men in the UFC right now. I believe the same thing's starting to happen in the WWE, and that's why I think they're taking away the term diva and putting it back into women's wrestling, so they can get the same amount of profit as UFC is making off of Ronda Rousey, Holly Holmes.
I think that's why they unified like the titles. They look exactly the same.
Then they definitely should have did that.
And there's no you're taking away too, like a girl is like a frilly, innocent pink thing, and a man's dark, jacked, and I don't know how to explain it.
I got you.
And it has a beard, like I mean,
Yeah.
it can't. It's like it's unisex now, kind of. More
I got you.
Don't fear the beard, though.
And the reason why we're so shocked is because Malloy, if you listen to our previous episodes, which you can listen on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. Sorry for the cheap plug. Malloy will do that later. But he was never really fond of women's wrestling until about NXT Brooklyn, I guess.
Yeah.
So, and we've been doing this show since February. So for those first 6-7 months, he was very shaky on women's wrestling. So
because it was more models. I mean, you have Charlotte, who is a national volleyball player, who is ripped and probably can kill one of us.
She's an athletic trainer until she started wrestling. Yeah. So
yeah. She's good.
Best match for me was the ladder match, actually.
What?
Divas was second. Calm down. Divas was second. I just liked the spots they did, and it wasn't anything like really, really crazy, if that makes any sense. And and I think another part of it too is because I think I doubted it so much. Like I knew the Divas match was gonna steal the show. If that makes, so I just doubted it. I didn't doubt it, but the ladder match, there wasn't. I remember I kept telling you guys there was participants made no sense in there.
Yes.
But all those participants actually did great spots. Stardust took a crazy bump from Sin Cara. Sin Cara did two crazy spots. Zack Ryder did a nice elbow off the top of the ladder. I just mean like for the people that were probably they knew that the critics were out there saying you guys don't even deserve to be in this match. They did what they had to do, and I think they told a great story. So that's my number one. Divas match, very close second. So and then if I had to do a third, AJ Styles and Chris Jericho. Finally, I don't know if you want to say it. It's for all of us to choose. Do you want to save him last? It's time for our overall rating.
Yeah, I actually he should go last.
You'll go last. All right, so then you start off.
I'll start off. I think it was middle of the road, 5 out of 10
Yeah.
overall, because that's all of them altogether.
Okay. I'm gonna go with. Malloy was building the anticipation up. He was writing his rating down. I'm gonna go 6 out of 10. Like I said, the undercard did really well, which I was expecting the reversal. I was expecting the 3 main event matches to just draw and perform like everybody was expected of them, and the undercard was gonna be But I think it was reversed. I mean, like we said, I think the 3 main events, one of them did what was expected, and the undercard was amazing. So with that being said, you have to take the hit on the main events, and 6 out of 10 for me. Rotten Tomatoes. Boom!
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. Why is that, man?
I picked it because overall, this to me as most recent WrestleManias in history, this is to me quite boring. I think it's because how long it was. And then number 2, you think all these main events, I think they're all 3 of them were just kind of just like thrown together. It's kind of like we've done this a million times. So you don't need to put a lot of thought into it.
Yeah.
And then the undercard was just so fast paced. Like, I mean, all right, you got guys in their 20s and their 30s. Then you got guys in their 40s and their 50s on the main card. So I guess it's like watching WWE in their Attitude Era for the first half, and then watching WCW in its height in the latter half.
Yeah.
So overall, I just like, how are you gonna go for something so fast paced where it's like, oh my god, what the hell is he gonna do next? To like, yeah,
You've seen this a million
There
times.
goes a spine buster. Spear. Stephanie gets speared. Okay. Shane fell off a cage.
That was a good
cool.
bump,
That was
though.
cool. That was badass.
Don't knock that.
Can't
bump.
knock that. And then you have, okay, suplex.
Suplex times 12.
Oh, wait a
DDT,
minute.
suplex.
Oh, wait a minute. He has the barbed wire bat. Oh, wait a minute. No, he doesn't.
He missed.
Oh, wait a minute. Suplex.
Oh, wait a minute. He's going to go for a German suplex. Oh,
Um,
wait a minute. He threw him past the chairs and hit himself. Well, we got to end this. We got to end this now.
Just to wrap this up, WrestleMania did stay true to it. Its prestige had appearances from Austin, Michaels, Mick Foley, who had a great run in, I thought. So a lot of people were complaining that the legends came in and killed the talent, like Cena and Rock against the Wyatts. But look what Wyatt's getting the rub because he's getting cheered now.
Anybody that watch when Undertaker goes up the ramp and that cart's coming down, he thought he was going to ride up there, but they probably would have gave him a ride. But Mick Foley hobbled his way down to the ring and hobbled his way back up. So
Exactly.
Undertaker's double ride.
It's a mile walk. Isn't
It
it?
is something like that. And then Shaq also appeared, which is really cool.
And Tatanka.
Tatanka and DDP as well. So, like always, some good surprises that were not match related. We're at WrestleMania 32. Let's move on to NXT, which was 2 days before.
The real show.
You think so? Now, real quick, before we even get into the card, I just want to hear your thoughts. Do you guys think that it's a lot easier for them to entertain more because it's only 2 hours and there's only 5 matches usually?
Yes. That's what shirt says.
So do you guys keep it? Do you guys take that into consideration on what's better? On what
No,
card's
I do
better?
not, because you're putting the best out there. Look at the pay-per-views before, like in the 90s.
Yeah.
They put the best person out there. And also, we had this discussion before, that's more like the independent scene where you could have a 7-minute match and have great storytelling.
Yeah.
Just like you have these pre-show matches that they had 10 minutes. They told an entire story, and they did just as much as the people on the main roster that had 30 minutes, 20 minutes to go.
Mm-hmm. I definitely can't knock that. How about you? You agree with Price?
Yeah.
Okay. See, for me, it's kind of hard because if you want to go on an entertainment level, WrestleMania obviously did better
Clearly.
because of the camera angles and the glitz and glamour lighting, all that kind of stuff. But I mean, obviously, if you want to go on a wrestling basis, which is what I kind of am starting to lean towards now, because I remember I told you after we graduated, you take everything into consideration, and that's why WWE just so much head and shoulders. But now with NXT right there, and you can watch it, it's just like it's just so much more entertaining. You know what I mean? So let's just get to. I'm just gonna read the results off, and then we'll do the same exact thing that we did for WrestleMania. Austin Aries defeated Baron Corbin, who was officially on the main roster. I read. Sami Zayn lost to Shinsuke Nakamura in what was probably best match, definitely within I think the last 2 years. You guys can agree with me or not after I read these off. NXT Tag Team Championship match. We had the Revival lose to the new champions, American Alpha, Jason Jordan, and Chad Gable. And then we had the NXT Women's match. Asuka defeated Bayley and choked out. I'm sorry, right? Not choked out.
Asuka.
Josh.
You said
Oh,
Asuka.
my bad. Asuka, my bad. I'm just so used to, you know how it is. And then NXT title match, Finn Balor defeated a bloody Samoa Joe due to an accidental headbutt. And he's going on a good streak right now. What is he, about 8 months in as champion? Yeah, so.
He's going to be the longest reigning NXT champion.
He already is.
I think he's going. I don't think he is yet. Is he?
He beat
he's
Neville.
close. Oh, did he finally?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, if any, there's not that many matches, so we don't need to say, biggest disappointment, best match, whatever. But any outcomes you guys would have changed?
I would have changed Samoa Joe winning the belt.
I had that too.
And I feel as though if he wasn't busted up, the match would have been more delivering as well.
Yeah, it's really hard when people are bleeding now because it just screws up the flow and the chemistry and all that kind of stuff. So I agree with you. Price.
Same.
Okay, so we all have Samoa Joe as our winners. We can do best match if you want, if it's even. No.
Nakamura versus Zayn. Now, this is me and Rich were talking about this shortly afterwards. That they only had 1 or 2 WWE spots, the typical WWE spots. Other than that, it was all Japanese wrestling, and everybody in America didn't really see Japanese wrestling, especially when you have somebody who is so stiff. Not really stiff, but like it is much like harder strikes and everything else. And you have Sami Zayn, somebody who's in the independent scene that has complete trust in anybody just to steal the show. When you have that, that is a recipe for success.
Exactly.
I have Zayn and Nakamura. I really thought it because I never really. When I heard of Nakamura coming to WWE, I searched a lot of videos on YouTube for like Wrestling Kingdom matches, probably the best wrestler in the world right now.
Yeah, I agree.
I would put that at
say
that. He should be number one. He should be at NXT soon to be world champion.
I think so too. Just to touch a little bit more on what Price said, when we were talking about it, the first thing he told me was that there wasn't that many spots, and I was like, I completely agree.
They fought.
For me, I told him it was the perfect mixture of WWE style and indie style, with obviously a little bit of Japanese because of the kicking and stuff. But I told him, I'm like, the kicks look real, the submissions look real. People, Sami Zayn and Nakamura trying to get out of the submissions looked real. It just looked like I don't want to say MMA fight because obviously it's not as physical, but I just mean like it just looked so athletic / real, which I'm not saying that wrestling's fake, but you know what I mean? Like sometimes I always tell you that stuff looks a little bit too choreographed, and then, you know, clotheslines don't really look like a clothesline, or drop kicks don't look like a drop kick. What they were doing to each other, the kicks, even the stuff over the top rope, that's the only spot that was, you know, really WWE / related, I guess. But it was just a perfect mixture, and I said that people at the Performance Center want to watch a match to kind of do a mixture of like what the indies are kind of doing and what WWE kind of does. I think that's a perfect match to do it. But yes, I completely agree. Sami Zayn and Nakamura was the best match.
Also, I want to say that Asuka or Ashka or whatever we're going to call her this week. No, buddy. Versus Bailey. That was a great match too, and they had almost the same exact kind of vibe. But I was saying this was the first time in a long time that the women's match wasn't the top match.
Oh, no, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, because they've stole the show almost every time. So I agree. That was a good match, and like we said, if Samoa Joe doesn't get that accidental headbutt, who knows what that main event match would have did? I'm sure it would have been just as good as the other two matches. Even the tag match was good. Austin Aries and Baron Corbin, I told you this, wasn't the best match on the card, but I thought it was the best Corbin match that he's had on all the
Corbin,
takeovers.
You could see from watching Corbin, he really grew up as a wrestler.
Yeah, he has a lot more emotion. He plays to the crowd a little bit more. He's definitely comfortable. Finally, we did the overall rating. You had 5 out of 10. We had 6 out of 10 for WrestleMania. What are we doing for NXT?
I put 9.9. I said in our group that this is the closest to perfect that you could have got with a pay-per-view. You had an NXT crowd. You had a WrestleMania vibe. So when you have an NXT crowd that's already vocal, and you have a WrestleMania weekend that everybody there is there to see wrestling and are die-hard wrestling fans. It's you can't get any bigger.
9. I almost did 10. But I did 9. Like you said, the only thing that kind of hurt it was just the in and out flow of Samoa Joe and Finn Balor. Obviously, it's not their fault. They weren't expecting, the trainer to keep coming in every 5 seconds. But I just hate having the best match on the card at the middle of the card. That's the only flaw I had. But I'm sure, like I said, Samoa Joe and Finn Balor were expecting to do a lot more. And that just unfortunately didn't happen.
I have a 9 out of 10. I feel as though the match order should have been different. That's the only thing I would change about it.
What would you change? Excuse me.
I had the Nakamura and Zayn match as the main event and have the title match first because it's Zayn's last time performing in NXT and kind of give him more of a send-off going into WrestleMania.
That makes sense, but I really feel like NXT, the psychology is really old school. The title should always close out the show.
That's right. That's Triple H's mindset.
Exactly.
I do not disagree with that. I don't know.
In hindsight, I think everybody would want it, but it's just very, very old school psychology. That's why everybody loves it. It's more wrestling, not that much promos and recaps and all that kind of stuff, so...
I think Tom Malloy loves that we have this dry erase board now. It could be a complete artist.
Yeah, we brought this in, to incorporate some video funness, I guess, if that's a word, for our, buy or sales or this or that. And this is all he's doing is just writing numbers on the board, which...
You should have seen what he did before with our scripts.
Yeah, so...
They're works of art.
They are. But we're going to take this quick break, couple-second break, just to get the transition going, moving really, really well. And then we're going to come back with our This or That PriMalLow Mailbag, and we're going to close out the show with our Self High Five. So stay tuned after this short break. We're back, and it's time for...
This.
Or...
That.
Very 80s cheesy, I know. We're just trying to make some fun out of it. Anyway, this episode... this segment, we haven't done it... We haven't done this segment in a while.
Too many Steve Wires are over here.
Give me some time, man. We haven't done this in a while. Anyway, this segment is This or That. So what we're going to do is everybody's getting situated, making noise. No,
making noise.
what I do is I give everybody an option. It's usually like a select question, give everybody 2 options. It's almost like a test question, I guess. And we just choose A or B, this or that. And I feel like that was more hip. Because you can get with this.
Or you could get with that.
Thank you. Anyway, so, due to the 5 NXT call-ups, was it 5?
Yeah, 5. 2 tag teams and Apollo Crews.
And Corbin.
6.
6,
2 tag teams, what?
Vaudevillains are going on SmackDown.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So, with all these call-ups, we figured we're going to keep that the theme. So, it's the recent NXT call-ups. So, as I erase here, I'll let you guys fill some space in.
Okay,
You want to go ahead?
Go ahead.
Who will get the better push? Apollo Crews or Baron Corbin?
Dun, dun, dun. Tommy, go ahead.
Baron Corbin.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like, number one, he's an original WWE member. He was never in the indie scene or anything like Apollo Crews was. I think he's got a good rub from Scott Hall. I think he's one of the Clicks boys. You know, I think he's good. He's getting well with Triple H and especially Scott Hall. You see a lot of interaction between those two, especially on Breaking Ground. And I personally, I would say that Apollo Crews is more athletic.
Crews.
Like you say crew.
I think he's going to get lost in the shuffle, unfortunately.
Really?
And I think Baron Corbin's going to get that push because the company is in need of more heels at this moment in time.
Okay.
But overall, though, I agree with Price said in the past that Apollo Crews will be the first ever. Crews will be the first ever African American WWE World Champion.
Well, saying that, I'm going to disagree with your pick, and I went with Apollo Crews. Crew.
I'm going to go with Baron Corbin's.
Are you really? No. I went with Apollo Crews just because of the fact that the boy's talented. He's styling. He's profiling. He changed his finisher, though. I'm not too happy with that.
No,
the
he's
standing
had that.
moonsault. No, now he's doing the thing where he has.
No, he
like
had
this,
that. He did that against Priest.
Yeah, I know. Triple H wanted him to change his finisher. It was on Breaking.
No, I was gonna say, and I was to touch on that. I have just to make it official. It's like a poker table. Crews.
Apollo Crews.
You
lose, Tom.
You do 2-1. You said that Corbin, he's a Click guy. Apollo Crews is a Triple H guy because I'm Breaking Ground. Remember, that's the reason why he wanted it. He didn't want that moonsault. He has a big physique. He wanted to do that spinning power bomb. So I just think Triple H is really high on him. Plus, I'm not trying to be obviously racist here, but it's just the fact that obviously there's been racial topic of controversy in the WWE organization. And I think Apollo Crews, like you said, is going to be the first ever African-American World Heavyweight Champion. And they need that race to be marketable.
Yes, they do.
Besides
just like they need the women.
Just like the women. Just because besides New Day, there's really nobody there, So I think that's also going to propel him. But we'll see, obviously. Corbin is great, and he probably will get a push in the future, but Crews will get there first. Next one. Ooh. You want to do it?
Yeah. Go ahead. You do it, and I'll answer first.
Okay. Which tag team will be the first to get a chance at the WWE Tag Team titles against New Day? Is it the Vaudevillains, who will debut on SmackDown, so they actually didn't debut yet, or Enzo and Cass?
There's only one word to describe my answer, and that is SAWFT.
So
these boys are talented. They're great on the mic. They showed that Bubba and Devon are old and they're ugly, and Devon has a lazy eye, and Bubba has a receding hairline.
So do I.
We already know
That's why he's
this.
picking Vaudevillains, bro. No joke.
But this was great part, especially since Bubba and Devon didn't even know that they were coming out. They got quite mad at Lillian Garcia because they didn't know the rules to a tables match, apparently, that you couldn't put yourself to the table. And they were going to leave, and then Enzo and Cass came out, which was probably time constraints. They didn't know they were coming out.
Yes.
So this is awesome. Enzo and Big Cass.
Malloy.
Enzo and Big Cass.
Take it too long. You gotta say some words for our SoundCloud members too. Why?
I just think overall that they're the best tag team, right, to just leave NXT and to be a part of NXT through its this year. So I think they're gonna make a big impact on WWE television.
Oh yeah.
I also have Enzo and Cass to make it official. I would do this.
My name is Enzo
Bang.
Amore.
They're just great on the mic. They're pretty much the epitome of what WWE wants as a tag team. Entertainment, good chemistry. I always feel like a big and small guy together is really, really great for a tag team, and they're going to be.
Teach that.
You really can't teach that, no pun intended.
Also, Tom Malloy is fine as hell, and you can't teach that.
Yeah, who would be the big cast?
I guess you.
Mark.
Out of us three.
No, us three.
Oh.
Okay, there's no Mark. I'm marking out, bro.
Seriously. But yeah, they're just the epitome of what WWE would want in a tag team. And I think they're gonna. I don't know if they're gonna beat the Dudleys. I have a feeling Dudleys are gonna go over them. I don't know why.
I think
Because it's a 5-1, 5-0 rivalry.
Probably, but we'll see.
And the Dudley Boys need to get the 10-time WWE Tag Team titles.
Yes,
They need a win.
they do, and I think it's gonna be against this feud. But then after that, Enzo and Cass will get the rub. Vaudevillains, I gotta see what they face. Maybe they'll just beat Scrub Team.
League of
and
Nations.
Maybe. I don't know about that. We'll see.
I don't want no scrub.
But finally, to finish out this segment that we haven't done in a while, so it's great to bring it back.
The scrub is a jobber
Actually,
that
we
gets no
forgot
love from
who will
me.
be the next NXT call-up.
I just said to wrap this up.
Oh, my bad. I wasn't paying
He's
attention.
doing it.
He's trying to take over my show.
He's trying to do it.
He's trying to take over the show.
I think he wants it.
I think he does. You know what?
Hijacking
You
the
can
show.
host at 55 or 54.
Jeez.
You can host episode 54. if
I
you
don't want to.
All right, well then be quiet. No, I'm joking. Finally, the next NXT call-up. Obviously, 1 week it's Balor. The next week it's Samoa Joe. We're gonna give you guys the answer right now, with starting off with Tom. Sorry.
I'm going with Samoa Joe. I picked Samoa Joe overall because I feel as though Samoa Joe could leave. He's done his part down there, and I think he'd go to the main roster to have some big-time rivalries. Whereas the fact that Finn Balor is the franchise of NXT and needs to stay there for a little while.
Okay. I haven't written it down because I'm really undecided. So you go, Bryce.
Oh, you didn't know? I went with Samoa Joe. I just think that the man needs to be called up. I mean, he was going to be on the roster before until he almost killed Tyson Kidd
Yes.
with his first match ever. But the fact that Samoa Joe is not in the WWE and his BFF, the other guy, the one of the seeds that were planted in TNA, AJ Styles, is up in the main roster, it's just a shame. And I think Samoa Joe will be up there in no time. Before Finn Balor, and Finn Balor was announced for the summer tour, so was Bayley. So I just think they're going to stay down there for a while.
Thank you for holding over, Price. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem.
I'm going to go the opposite realm.
What?
Finn. As
Why?
much as I want Samoa Joe and I like Samoa Joe more than Finn, I know you can call me a hater. I'm not really.
You are a hater.
I'm not really a hater. I'm just, I don't know.
Joe's going to kill you.
No, I'm picking Joe. Or I said I want Joe to go. I really just think the Balor Club is just going to be a hot thing, and that's going to propel Balor into the main roster. If it was based on a singles thing, I think Samoa Joe would go, but I really think that the Balor Club, or Bulletproof, whatever they're going to be called, will gain a lot more steam.
You were backstage last night, right, Carl?
Well, just those
Bulletproof.
two, yeah. Well, no, I said
think they're called
No,
Bulletproof.
they're going to be called Bulletproof, yeah. I just think that in order for that to get, hit a really big impact, Balor's going to need to debut with him on Raw and not NXT. So
Gun, ammunition, frat.
yes, so if it was just those one-on-one, I would say Joe, but I think because the Balor Club is going to be, well, they already signed, they're going to be making their debut soon. I think that's Finn, so we'll see. Price, it's time for your segment.
It is time for my segment, and that is
Mailbag.
the PriMalLow Mailbag. This week we have questions from Ryan Kropa, our OL, JW
listener.
Caldwell, Charles Woody, who is a newbie.
He's
for
a
us.
newbie, but he's on social media. He's been just chiming in.
He
I
is
love
killing
it.
Killing it.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Another one of our OL.
Original
Okay,
listener.
thank you.
You
Mikey
missed
D,
me, Hughes.
Michael Danilevich, and a newbie for our questions, Mike Stouffer. So we're going to start stuff out. Thank you again for everybody submitting their stuff to us. We love it.
Do you want
But before we do that,
Yes.
Tom, do your thing.
Got some social media plugs here. You guys could follow us on Twitter at the PriMalLow Show. You guys can listen to us on SoundCloud, PriMalLow Wrestling Show. Just search that. You guys should go on Facebook. You guys can like us. We're trying to get to 200 likes, so help us out. Search the PriMalLow Wrestling Show. And also, if you want to, you could join our group, the PriMalLow Wrestling Show group. There, you could also read what we write on Blogger, the PriMalLow Wrestling Show.blogspot.com.
Yes.
And then watch us on YouTube. Just search the PriMalLow Wrestling Show. Search for our weekly episodes.
There we
Bada boom,
go.
Bada bang.
Good job, Molly. You're getting better. Now, let's get to the host.
Let's get to it.
The hostess
And
with
we're
the
gonna-
mostest.
Yes, we are. And yes, I am. And we're going to start out with Mike Stouffer, who said, had a bunch of debuts on Raw. Who was your favorite debut? Tom.
Dude, come on, today, bro.
Okay. I like seeing Apollo Crews come up. Because I kind of already knew.
Apollo Crews?
Crews, yes.
Crews.
Like, what do you not get about the S? Like, when you say brew, do you say bruise or brew?
Brew.
There we go.
I guess so. I guess that's why you do it.
Rich.
End zone cast.
And zone cast for myself. Mike also says, and who didn't appear on Raw that you were hoping to debut? Who
Debut or appear?
Who didn't appear that you wanted to appear on Raw?
All right, calm down, man. It's
That's
just
what
a
he
question.
said.
It's just a question. It's
How
just a
about you,
question. All right,
Rich?
I'm just getting scared.
You go first.
Ambrose. I thought he was going to be the surprising fourth guy, and then that was going to be Ambrose versus Reigns.
Oh.
Reigns goes heel.
I thought the Bullet Club was going to show up. Because I was reading reports there backstage. So I thought Finn Balor was going to come up along with Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows.
I agree with you. I thought that they were going to come out and interfere in the main event and
Help
Then-
AJ Styles.
no, they don't even help him.
Just destroy it like how Nexus did when they first come up and beat
They just come
Crap
up and
out
they
of
just
Cena.
beat him up, and then
It'd be
Finn
a
Balor
shame.
was up there. Yeah.
Be a shame.
Yep.
That'd be cool. But yeah, I just thought
We're
Ambrose
taking
and Reigns would be
over.
cool. But thank you for
Well-
the questions.
Thank you
Mike.
very much, Mike.
Thanks.
And we're gonna flip gears to our other Mike, Mike Danilevich, who is our OL, which stands for original listener.
Yeah,
You're welcome, Tom. No,
Got it, buddy.
missed the mark.
So he says, who do you see as being face and heel in the Roman Reigns AJ Styles match? How about you, Tom? Who do you see as?
Reigns, because on Raw he said I'm either a good guy or a bad guy. I am the guy, and I think his cockiness is going to help turn him into one of the greatest heels of all time.
Wait, did you ask who's going to be a face or heel?
Yeah, who's gonna be the face? Who's gonna be the heel?
Oh, AJ's going to be the face. Reigns is going to be the heel.
Mike thought it was gonna be face.
Yeah, no. I think I know right now it looks like that, but I really think they have like what? It's not in April, right? I don't think Payback's
It's
in April,
May
is it?
1st, 2nd, 3rd.
Yeah,
It's
so
like
I
the
mean,
first
there's
week of May.
yeah, so like 4 weeks. I mean, I think by the time that happens, Reigns is gonna be a heel or really acting like a heel, and then finally turn at Payback. How about you?
I think that AJ Styles is gonna turn into a heel,
That'd be cool.
and
Be
it's
weird.
gonna be great. And Bill Club is gonna come up and help him defeat
I
Roman
was-
Reigns and lead to a new leadership.
Actually, well, Charlie.
That's our.
Charlie
I'm
Woody.
going. I'm going.
No, I was gonna say, but do you hear what he said about that?
What he said: Bullet Club versus the Shield.
Bang! And I was like, that's a great idea. So I really appreciate. That's why.
The
That-
bridges. I love the
yes,
bridges. I got the
yes.
bridges too.
Sorry, but
And if that happened, I'd crap my bridges.
I'll tell you, if that happened, I'll be at SummerSlam like that.
Like that.
I'm already in debt, and I'll go more
Bada
into
boom,
it.
bada bang.
First row. But go ahead.
But Bullet Club versus the Shield. Is there any kind of like gimmick match that you have to put on that? Or
No. It's
Just
like
like-
it's like the Wyatt versus Shield.
Yep.
how about
Everyone loved it.
elimination?
No, I don't really think you need elimination for that. But anyway, that's just I don't know.
Well, I think that if they had a certain kind of stipulation on it, ladder match or
Hell in a Cell
Something-
match.
elimination
I was saying,
chamber.
They do a network special game with elimination chamber. That'd be great.
Bam. There you go.
That'd be cool.
Thank you very much, Charles. Thank you very much, Mike. Now we're going to get into Ryan Kropa.
What's up, Kropa?
What's up, Kropey?
Hey, buddy.
So he said, Raw made me happy. Why did Raw make him happy? Because he got his Cesaro section back opened up. So where does Cesaro go next?
Real quick, do you guys think he would look not out of shape because he obviously is fit, but he didn't look as toned as he used to?
No, he did not look as
I don't think he did.
Because it's probably because of the rehab he was doing.
Probably,
Yeah.
I agree. I just want
To work on
to
his
make sure I
strength
wasn't
and
just
use
seeing
Stop throwing up
anything.
dumbbells. Like,
But,
crazy stuff like that.
Jericho,
Jericho?
yes,
His next opponent.
yeah.
I'm gonna say Jericho too. It'd be interesting to see.
I just think they're in the. I was trying to think of people in the Fatal 4-Way. Zayn's gonna go with Kevin, and then Jericho's gonna go with Cesaro, and then AJ's with Roman.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I don't know who else.
I would like to see Cesaro as champion.
There's a
of
million
some
people
sort.
now. Like everybody's a worker now, if you think about it. Besides, I mean, Reigns is a worker. He just doesn't look like it because of the way they're pushing him. Ambrose is a worker, but I mean, if you're gonna go like on a wrestling scale, I mean, the mid card is just full of workers.
I think he goes after the U.S. title again.
That'd be cool. I
That would
really
be
wish.
pretty cool. He
Maybe
could
The
work
Miz?
with. Yeah, but I think the Zack Ryder Miz thing is gonna play out,
Really?
especially since Maurice looks like she got some photo
back.
shoots, so that she might be coming back.
Mm-hmm. I saw that. But yeah, I think Jericho initially.
Jericho would be a great feud.
I think him versus Listerine would have been a great match. Kalisto.
Yes.
I just think that he complements that whole style. If you ever seen him when he was in Ring of Honor, CZW, anywhere and everywhere, he can just do. He's like Jericho. He could work multiple styles. No pun intended for AJ, but he's just a great worker. So thank you again for everybody who submitted a question. PriMalLow Mailbag will be back next week.
Hold on, real quick. Do you want to read some of these? I mean, I don't want to name it. We have a lot of brackets, and we appreciate everybody. Price did a lot of work trying to get out, just for some participation. Like I said, we appreciate them. We have a couple.
We have 2 winners.
I mean, I can't really understand the signatures. I know we wanted the signatures down so we could thank everybody. But
Jonathan Matzer
at HBK. Was that Tommy Asex HBK? Sorry, those are the winners. I don't know what these names are. John Anstead, excuse me. Hulk Hogan over Andre the Giant. Travis picked Flair. Those are just a couple. I mean, like I said, we have about 16 here. I really don't want to waste time to the SoundCloud viewers, but like I said, we appreciate it. Please continue to let us, give us suggestions or thoughts or whatever on social media. Malloy, told you guys what we're on SoundCloud, Facebook, Twitter. I'm posting some stuff on Instagram, but we don't actually have a page. I'm sure you guys are too.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
But especially when it comes to the next bracket, since we did this for WrestleMania, I'm thinking about doing one for SummerSlam. I'm thinking either gimmicks or tag teams or women's even. Let us know. We'll obviously
What'd
take
you like to do?
Yeah, what would you guys want? And we'll take it from there. Thank you guys. Price, great job hosting.
Thanks.
Malloy,
Thanks.
great job with the plugs.
Now
Thank you for
that we
being
got
rich.
that out of the way, not that it was a pain, but
No, it wasn't a pain.
why don't
move on with the show?
we go on with the next segment of the show, which is
As we're bringing it back due to that bracket being over, the self high five. Like I said, that is always our closing segment for every episode. It's our first time on video doing it, so like I said, the bracket's over and we're gonna bring this back. So Price is a big Undertaker fan, and I feel like he's finally gotten through with all the legends and part-timers. So now it's who's he gonna face next? I mean, there's SummerSlam coming up, there's Survivor Series coming up, there's obviously WrestleMania 33 coming up since he won that match. So Price, start it off. Who do you expect Undertaker to face? If you had to go 5 through 1 of whatever.
Samoa Joe. Be a very physical match, and a lot of submission holds. John Cena, because that would be a great match since we wouldn't be able to get one that's later on in my top 5. My number 3 is Baron Corbin. They always feed the Giants to Undertaker to see how they react, the big men. My number 2 I'm changing to Nakamura because I just believe that'd be a match out of this ballpark. Finn Balor.
Originally?
I had Finn Balor, but I just believe that
sure.
I wanted to change that. Finn Balor is much more aerial style, and I don't think that Undertaker could take the coup de grace.
I definitely think so either.
And my number 1, and it'll stay number 1, and that'll be the icon, the immortal, Sting.
That's a new one.
Oh, no, the immortal. He was called the immortal in TNA.
Oh, TNA, that's right.
Yeah.
You're right.
When he was Joker Sting.
Yes.
Wish he mentioned his Hall of Fame thing. I found that interesting.
Oh, he couldn't. What are they going to do? Fire him?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I would ask you to describe them, but you did a great job doing that, so I appreciate that because we do have some time too.
In a timely fashion.
You did. Unlike Malloy, who writes 3-paragraph intro, body, conclusion. All right, your self high five. Do it. Undertaker's opponents coming up.
All right, I got Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and John Cena. Then I got the do written down, so that was cool.
For you.
I have Finn Balor. I don't care.
I'm joking.
I have Finn Balor because that demonology versus the Undertaker would be great to see. Samoa Joe physical match. The Undertaker likes that UFC style of fighting. Seth Rollins.
Okay.
Seth Rollins, who would be all about it. It'd be a great match. It'd be like Shawn Michaels, I think, versus Undertaker.
Makes sense. Younger Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, you got Dean Ambrose. You have a great hardcore match. He'll fall off a Hell in a Cell. Then Cena, the last of the Titans of this.
That he never fought.
He had a feud with Batista, feud with Orton, feud with Edge. I mean, he had that little feud with Cena at Unforgiven 2000.
Yeah, no mercy.
When he was the master of
doctor.
thugonomics.
Doctor, yeah. Bang. Okay.
Yeah, that's what we got.
What do you got, Rich?
My number 5 through 1. Chris Jericho, number 5. 4, Roman Reigns. 3, Seth Rollins. 2, Kevin Owens. 1, John Cena. Chris Jericho is because he actually never had a feud with him that I can think of ever. And he's the last legend and part-timer that he never faced besides Cena, who's just a legend. Obviously, he's not part-timer. 4, Roman Reigns. He's probably the best marketable young guy that could actually use a great rub by beating Undertaker, whether it's SummerSlam or Survivor Series. It shouldn't be at WrestleMania.
You think they'll get a rub from that and he won't just get booed out of the building?
No,
again.
I think he'll be heel by then. That's why I'm using heel Reigns. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Excuse me. Number 3, Seth Rollins, because he will. Especially, I really wanted that to happen at WrestleMania this year when he was a heel, and I just, like you said, that Shawn Michaels factor. Really athletic, crazy athletic, and I think that would be a great match because Undertaker has great matches with younger, smaller guys that are aerial. Shawn Michaels, CM Punk, all that. Number 2, Kevin Owens, because Kevin Owens, I could just see him like being obsessed with just defeating the Undertaker because that's the greatest, especially at a WrestleMania, because that's the greatest record ever, and he just wants to demolish it. And he's great on the mic. He could really sell it just like CM Punk did at 29. And then 1, John Cena. Like you said, it's the last of the Mohegans, so to speak, with the last generation bridging into the new generation. And I think that'll just be a classic match. So there's that.
Good card. I like it.
It'd be decent.
Card by all.
Yeah, definitely a good card by all. We are the PriMalLow Wrestling Show. This is episode number 53. Second time on video. Thank you guys for tuning in. SoundCloud viewers, thank you guys for listening. Real quick, I didn't do it last week, so I want to apologize. Thank you to John Ruiz. We call him Big John. He's one of our friends. He did the intro beat for us and the outro. So I just want to thank you for that. And then I also want to thank Bob Smith for the video editing software because he wanted me to give him a shout out. So I appreciate it. Great job.
Thank you.
As always.
Thanks.
Great job as always.
Thank you.
Tom Malloy. Tom Malloy, Robert Price. Do your sign-offs, guys. I know you guys are on video. You guys didn't deliver last week. Deliver right now.
I think so.
Hurry up.
Bang, bang!
He stole mine.
Okay, hurry up.
Lord have mercy!
Thank you, guys. Social media, Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, Blogger, YouTube. Episode 54 next week. Thank you, guys.
This is also WCW.